Shabbat shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom.
So, I've read this passage before, but I think it's entirely appropriate, at least for what I'm thinking and for what the space that we're in. According to some of my teachers, the first one being Rabbi Jonathan Omerman, Passover is the time that on the metaphysical level, says slavery will not last forever. Now, last Friday night, we left Egypt. And the truth is that leaving Egypt is much easier than going to freedom. In fact, as many of us here know, going back to Egypt has happened to some of us often. Rabbi Hatchell says, in conceptual thinking, what is clear and evident one moment remains clear and evident at all other moments. Ultimate insights, on the other hand, are events rather than a permanent state of mind. So Passover is an ultimate insight. The Seder, the Exodus from Egypt, is an ultimate insight that we don't have to be slaves, that we can be free, or at least be liberated and take a journey to freedom. What is clear at one moment may subsequently be obscured with ultimate insights. He goes on to say, the immediate certainty that we attain in moments of insight does not retain its intensity after the moments are gone. Hence, 3 days after they left Egypt, the Israelites were bitching and moaning. Can you imagine Jews complaining? Unheard of. Moreover, such experiences or inspirations are rare events. They kindle a light that's never quenched. The remembrance of that experience and the loyalty to the response of that moment are the forces that sustain our faith. In this sense, faith is faithfulness, loyalty to an event, loyalty to a response. So tonight we're going to celebrate 2, 4, 6, 8 birthdays. Marcy couldn't make it tonight. All of these people had a moment of insight. They have remained faithful to that insight. They've remained faithful to that experience in their response. All of us hopefully had a moment of insight last Friday night or last Saturday night at our Seders. Our challenge is to remain loyal to that event and loyal to the response. See, freedom and liberation and freedom is a very difficult thing to hold on to because it takes great responsibility. It takes great pain. It's much easier to let it go. It's much easier to listen to the naysayers, to listen to the pharaohs that want to enslave us with their lies, that want to hold us captive with their power and their imprisoning. And it's always an imprisoning of our minds. The Israelites were more numerous and more powerful than the Egyptians, the Torah says. And Pharaoh said, let us deal wisely, slyly, craftily, because they bought into the lies of Pharaoh. As Rabbi Heschel says other places, Pharaoh's not gone. The Exodus wasn't once one and done. We're continually having to confront pharaohs. We're continually having to confront the lies, pardon the expression, bullshit, the power games of so many people. As addicts, we had great power. I held my family hostage for years. We have to learn how to release ourselves from the power of the enslaver. And we do it through this loyalty. Loyalty to the event of recovery. Recovery from Pharaoh, recovery from addiction, recovery from all different things that happen to us in life. Because either we're going to move forward, or we're going backwards, back into slavery. You're going to hear great talks tonight from the different birthdays. Remember that they are the leaders. They are our Moseses. Because they have stayed steadfast. They have stayed loyal to their experience of needing recovery, and they've stayed loyal to their response to immerse themselves in recovery. We can all do that. None of us has to be enslaved. All of us left Egypt last week. My question, my challenge, my charge is to choose to go back. That's what you have choice over. We don't have choices to what happens. We have choices to our responses and whether or not we're going to go back into the slavery or find a new one or stay free. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with the niggin. A niggin is a wordless melody. As you can see here on our screens, you can blow out the schmutz of the week and breathe in the joyous Shabbos. So I want to welcome also all the people who are watching live stream, whether you're watching tonight or tomorrow. I understand we actually get more people watching tomorrow than we do tonight, but we're very grateful, and we hope that you're uplifted by this. So you can always send comments and tell us what you think. We would love it. We continue with Shalom Aleichem. Okay, so we're going to continue with Shiru Ladonai. Sing a song, sing a new song to God. So this is all about every week we have to sing a new song. I'll tell you why. God hates boring. God hates dull. I had a talk with God the other day. Says, I hate boring. I said, me too. So we sing a new song. Even if it's the same words, it's a new song because this is right now in this moment. And this is with new energy, and it's with a new kind of love and appreciation and gratitude. So please join with Cantor Rachel and Cantor Nate in Shiru Ladonai.
Oh
we have the sisterhood passing the tzedakah boxes. Tzedakah means righteousness. It says in the Torah that you have to do tzedakah. Tzedakah is not charity. Tzedakah is something we get to do. You know, I've said this before, but it really is playing on my mind, on my soul, if you will. We take obligations as burdens. You know, oh shit, I have to go to work. Oh shit, I have to do this. Oh shit, I have to do that. Think of all the oh shit you say to yourself. You know what? I believe it, Charlotte. I believe that. One of the few people I absolutely believe that of. The switch that Judaism, the revolution that Judaism instituted is that being obligated means I get to. I get the joy of this. Tzedakah is one of those things that brings me great joy. Especially somebody who was a thief and took from so many for so many years. Now I get to give. I get to give. Think about this. You get to be here. You get to be with family. You get to take care of things. You get to pay bills. I even like paying my bills. I even like writing checks that are good. You know what I mean? It was a whole new experience 25 years ago. No, it was 21. Can you believe it took him 10 years to let me have a checkbook? I'm not going to tell you I was a bad check writer or check systems had me starred, but. So, being able to do tzedakah means I get to do something. I get to say that, you know what? No matter what I think I have, I always have something for somebody else. I always have something to give. And that makes me a person. Because anybody who has nothing to give can't be human. Part of being human is giving. So we do tzedakah because we need it. It helps us to finance the residents having fun and sobriety and other things that we get to do here. And we're very grateful for whatever you put in. And then we do tshuva. Tshuva, of course, is the name of this place. Beit Tshuva, house of return, house of response, house of repentance. You know, repentance means nothing if I don't have a new response. That's why I'm sorry never works. I think I've asked this before, but how many of you ever said, I'm sorry, and then done the same thing again? Tshuva says, you know what, I have a plan for not doing it again. So tshuva is Judaism's statement that we change. It's our principle that we're never stuck. It's the only way out of the inner Egypts that we have. Because part of what Passover is, the main part of Passover, of course, is that we got freed physically. Tshuva is our freedom spiritually, emotionally, and mentally from the slave mentality. Tshuva says something new is going to happen. Tshuva defies same shit, different day. Tshuva is the foundation of recovery. So we do tshuva out loud. Where's my group? They left me. Okay, so Nicole, you're going to, Chaya, you want to handle the microphone? Huh? Okay, Nicole, you get to handle the microphone. Oh, there's Nate. I was looking, you're over here. See,
I'm
you went to my
invisible,
left.
apparently. No. All right.
However, just so you know, I did shoot a little bit better this week than Nate on the golf course, right?
One stroke, I believe.
One stroke. To me, that's a million.
It's real. And I didn't play too bad. He played better than I did, for sure.
Hi, I'm Ethan, grateful resident of this community. I just wanted to say a big shout out to everyone who helped set up for Passover. It was a huge task, and me and Sophia are really grateful to all of you. It really came together, and the Seders were amazing. Thank you, Rabbi Mark, for throwing such an amazing Seder and building such an amazing place.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Philip, and I'm a grateful member of this community.
Hi, Philip.
So we didn't have services last night, so I was unable to do this, but we got back from the 10-day Freedom Song Tour of Florida. It was amazing, and I want to give gratitude for Michael, Jessica, Laura, who is not here, making this trip, and all the cast and crew. It was amazing. We got to reach so many people. We got to talk to so many people, bring this message to their communities, and I also want to give gratitude for the freedom we enjoy.
All right. Well done. Getting that one in there, Phil. I like it. All right.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Thea. I'm a grateful member of this community. So I wanted to make tshuva for my relapse and gratitude for second chances here. And I wanted to give a special gratitude for Greg for starting the songwriting class, which has brought me a lot of joy and has given me a big purpose in my life.
By the way, next Shabbos is going to be Motown Shabbat. And then in 2 Shabboses, okay, on the 17th, Thea's going to perform one of the songs that she wrote.
Hi, my name's Devin. I'm a grateful member of this community.
Hey, Devin.
I just wanted to, there's so many things to give gratitude for, but this week, Ethan and I got to do the Omer for the count up after Passover, and it's been a really awesome experience. I've been learning a lot, and it's been really well received by the residents. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Ethan. Thank you for, really taking charge and motivating me, and, Rabbi, all of the rabbis, and Chaplain Adam, just really been awesome for the support. Thanks.
Thanks, Devin.
Hi. I'm Janice, and I'm a grateful member of this community. And I want to give gratitude to everybody involved with Freedom Songs Tour. They were amazing. And some of us were very privileged to see Freedom Song on the end of your tour, which ended right here in this room. And it was fabulous. And we're just very grateful for the effort it takes and the commitment it takes for all of you to do such a great job, and especially Michael, thank you, and Jessica, and everybody. I shouldn't say especially. The other thing is I want to give gratitude for Harriet and Mark. And it's, not all weeks are equal. Some weeks are more equal than others. And I just want to tell you both how grateful we all are in this community for you and your attitude and your fortitude and your just overall wonderfulness. So just a little bit of gratitude from me.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and I am the parent of a former member of this community. Well, I guess you're never a former member. I think you're always a member. And I feel like I am a member too. I remember sitting as a parent when Chelsea was in treatment here. And I would hear the birthdays and just dream of when she would be able to take a cake. And this place is special. My gratitude goes to Beit Shuva, to Rabbi, to Harriet, people here. Dina, I don't know if Dina's here tonight, or Janet, who brought us here, and Ryan. There's just so many people I can't even think to thank. But all of you, I can walk in this door and just feel like it's yesterday, the last time I've been here, what you've done for not only Chelsea, but so many people. I actually work in this business of finding treatment for people. This is special. You don't see this everywhere, and it's community, and it's love, and it's spirituality. And I cannot thank you enough for all you've done for this family and for so many others. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm an alcoholic and a grateful member of this community. Congratulations to all the birthday people. I think that the sheer number of them is a testament to the transformative power of what's going on here. That's like a crazy number of birthdays. And I don't know all the birthdays, but I want to give a special extra thank you to Jessica and to Trisha, and of course to Lindsay. I was lucky enough to be here 9 years ago when Lindsay came into the house, and of the many things I was attracted to, Lindsay had a joy for living. She danced and sung her way through services, and I think everyone in the house responded to it. She had an enthusiasm for recovery that was magnetic, and it's that same enthusiasm and passion for living that inspires me and the people around you today. Somehow she knew every song on the radio and rapped to them, especially Black Eyed Peas on the way down, like in the druggy buggy in the van on the way to surfing. And every day I'm just awed by your thoughtfulness and kindness, and what a great and loving partner you are, what a supportive family member you are, and definitely what a wonderful mother you are, although I don't know where our child is right this second. And I'm super grateful to Beit Teshuva, because none of this would have been possible without that. I don't know if we'd both be sober without this place. I don't know if we'd have our own families back, let alone be starting our own family and just be surrounded by love. So I'm very, very thankful to be here and to be part of this. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Chaya, and I'm a very grateful member of this community. First of all, I want to thank, I know it still, shocks me. I want to thank Harriet and Rabbi and Sergio so much. I don't think I would be alive if not for this place, and I'm being straight up serious. I never knew such kindness existed in this world, and I still, after a year, I'm still in shock that there's such goodness. Also, I wanted to thank people in the community who are so strong and give over strength to others, especially Thea. I thought you really personified that and gave us all strength with your comeback and positive attitude. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm a alcoholic and grateful resident and member of this community. And everyone that's here in the house with me might have noticed in the last week I've been kind of down on myself and a little bit out of sorts. And I wanted to thank you, Rabbi, especially, and James, who I had a talk with earlier today. We shared experience strength and hope with each other. And I'm with the blessings of God, I'll get through it and turn the bad into good. Thank you, Rabbi.
Amen.
I'm Richard, and a surviving parent here. I want to give a shout out and a lot of gratitude to Gigi Nadine.
Wow, all right.
Who is Gigi Nadine? Don't go away.
Glenn and I.
Last week, I was privileged to listen to a podcast that featured Gigi Nadine, who is really Glenn and Nate. It was a podcast down in Laguna Beach. What was it at?
It's a radio station, the only radio station coming out of Laguna Beach.
We listened to a 44-minute podcast that featured Nate, and it featured Glenn and James
and David.
And the band. And more important, it featured Gigi Nadine, which is the name of their new album that they recorded right here at Beit Teshuvah. And it's on YouTube, it's on Apple, and it's on iTunes. And I listened, I paid attention. I paid attention. But I wanted to particularly give a shout out to Nate, because I remember the first day that Nate came in to Beit Teshuvah. The very first day, he sat across the table from me, and I said to him, welcome, our daughter was a resident here, and I said to Nate, what do you want to do here? And he says, well, maybe I want to sing a little. I like to sing. So here he is now, a couple of years later. You have to listen to that album because his voice is amazing. He is a rock star. He has come a long, long way from that day, that very first day when he said, I think I'd like to sing a little bit. Gigi Nadine, download it, listen to Nate, you'll love it.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you. Give me my money now.
I know, that was a...
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for so much. I can't even list it all. I'm grateful also to Gigi Nadine. You'll have to ask Nathan after services what the name signifies. Far be it from me to explain it. And I'm grateful that Glenn is healthier. He's on the mend, and I'm grateful. And Glenn, if you're watching, we miss you and we love you. I'm grateful to Nicole. I don't say it enough, really. Nicole is moving to a different position here. She's going to be the, is she here? What's it called? Communications and Outreach Director. And we're really excited. But Nicole really makes so much happen, and for so long she's kept me as much on track as anyone ever has, with the exception of Harriet. But she is wonderful, and I'm really grateful. And I have to tell you something. We have people coming for this Rock for Life on May 18th. May 18th. It's a $60 admission ticket. There's no VIPs. Everybody's a VIP. We're going to have a few little refreshments, but you're going to be hearing people that are just amazing musicians. We got people who played with the Hooters, with Dylan, with Fleetwood Mac, just amazing people. And it really is all to support what we're doing with the music. And also the EP of Gigi Nadine will be available. Is that not true? That's correct. That is our launch party for Gigi Nadine. But people are coming in from all over the world. Somebody's coming in from Sweden. Glenn put out a call and they're showing up. So I'm praying that everybody here shows up, because Glenn's done so much for our music department. It was going well, and Glenn really kicked it up a few notches. and I'm really hoping that all of us support him. So I'm grateful to and for Glenn. I am grateful for our band. I'm grateful for really all the people that work here. I'm grateful that Philip works here. I'll tell you why, because Philip comes to work with a smile, he comes to work with humor, and he comes to work with dedication. And I really want to acknowledge that. No problem. And I'm grateful to Emily. Emily, I met Emily 11 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that, right? More. And 9 years ago, Emily said, listen, I'm not sure. I don't know if my sister's ready. She's a wreck. She doesn't even know how big a wreck she is. And could she come to Beit Shuva? I said, of course. And because you asked, besides how wonderful I know you are, I mean, that just goes without saying. You asked, and I've been privileged to be able to hang out with Lindsay for 9 years. And that is a privilege. Privilege to hang out with your whole family. I mean, you all are a crazy bunch. All of you, which I love. I mean, we speak the same language. But really, yeah. I never try and outdo a kid, right? Hi. How are you? What do you want to do? So, and most of all, well, not most of all, but I'm grateful that Jack Bender is back for a minute, because he's been gone filming Mr. Mercedes, which you should all watch on Audience Network. It's a plug. Yeah. But I'm glad that you're here, Jack. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to you, Harriet, for your fortitude. Tracy was saying it. You have fortitude. You keep going. You have a vision. You've had a vision, and you've never sold the vision out, which is pretty amazing. You've never tried to enslave anybody, except for me, for my own good, of course. But really, you are the lady, you are the human being that teaches us all about how to just keep moving it forward. And I'm grateful, and we're grateful. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Rewrite My Song. It's an original by Shira Fox and Chris Harden.
Thank you for the help I can and cannot see, for everything you do that allows me to be me, for seeing me as whole when I cannot rise above, for blessing me with a brand new day. My help comes from above.
So we have this ceremony called Kadima. I need Philip and Jeffrey up. Where's Philip? Philip? Philip. Come on, Jeffrey. I didn't ask. So we're gonna we have this ceremony, Kadima, because we don't ever graduate anybody, because you never graduate. You don't graduate from recovery. That's why it's recovery, not recovered. And we're always in recovery because we're always growing. And there's always. I was studying today with a gentleman I study with every week, and we were looking at this part in Exodus about Shema, about what they call impure, and tahor, which they call pure. But really what it is that whenever we're engaged in life, it's going to be messy. We're going to get our hands dirty. We're going to be impacted by life. Recovery says, no matter what impact life has on me, I'm going to keep moving forward. When I make a mistake, I'll fail forward. When stuff comes at me, I'm going to lean into it and move forward. And that's what Kadima signifies. And I don't know of two more perfect examples of moving forward no matter what goes on. No matter about the mistakes you might make or what life really throws at you, then you two. You two are truly, you are the examples. And we want to recognize that. So we recognize it with, of course, a certificate that says that you have been in the process of moving forward with life and in recovery. And this certificate signifies the hard work that you have done fulfilling the words of the sages. In the place where the Baal Tshuva stands, even the most righteous cannot stand. And for us, it's our way of saying thank you. It's our gratitude that you are a part of this community and that you belong and you help others belong. And it's truly wonderful to watch and to see. So we also, of course, give you books. We're Jews. So along with the certificate, we want you to know that Jeffrey, that's yours? I think so. Philip, this is yours. Thank you, Rabbi. And we want to give you a blessing. Cantor. God blesses you and guards you. Know that whenever you look into the face of another human being, that's God's grace shining upon you. Know that the ineffable within you gives you the power that when you look at someone else, you can bring them, and you do bring them, to wholeness and to love and to peace. And we all say, Amen. Amen. Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
So having done that, let's have the birthdays come up here on my right and new members.
we go. Okay, it's that time. It's that time to welcome in the Shabbos bride. I could do a whole thing again, you know, about Sfat. I could do all that kind of stuff. But the truth is, we're in just such a great mood. We're in a great mode. We're leaving Egypt. Egypt is behind us. The Red Sea's behind us. And now we're walking. We're walking to Shabbos. The sun's setting, and we're going to sing the Shabbos bride in. Lichod Goidi. Everybody up.
Yeah.
Everybody turn towards the doorway, turn towards a window. Welcome the Shabbos bride in. Okay, we need the birthdays to come up to light the Shabbos candles, please.
Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps.
Guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps.
That was lovely. Thank you, cantors, and thank you, the band. It was lovely. So tonight I want to tell you a story. This is a story about a poor fisherman and the 13th century teacher known as Muhyiddin ibn Arabi, who was called by the Sufis of that time Al-Sheikh Al-Akbar, that is the great sheikh. One day, Ibn Arabi met this devout, poor, ascetic fisherman when he was traveling in Tunisia. The fisherman lived in a mud hut. And every day he took his boat out to fish, and afterwards he would distribute to the poor all the fish that he caught, except for a single fish head, which he boiled for his own meager dinner. This fisherman became Ibn Arabi's dervish. If you don't know the word dervish, it's like in Jewish Jama Talmud. It's a student. He became his dervish, and eventually the fisherman himself became a sheikh. And over the years, he acquired many, many dervishes who followed him. Well, one day, one of the fisherman's own dervishes, when he was about to leave on a trip to Spain, which is where Ibn Arabi lived, the fisherman asked him to visit his sheikh and to ask Ibn Arabi to send him some spiritual guidance, because the fisherman felt that he had not been making any of his own spiritual progress for many years. Well, when the dervish came to Ibn Arabi's hometown after days and days of travel, he asked where he could find this great Sufi sheikh. Well, the townspeople pointed up on the hill to a palatial mansion on top of the hill and told him that was the sheikh's home. The dervish was shocked at how worldly Ibn Arabi must be, especially compared to his own beloved, simple fisherman sheikh. Well, reluctantly, he made his way to the mansion. And on the way, he passed cultivated fields, beautiful orchards, herds of sheep, goats, and cattle. And each time he asked, he was told that the fields, the orchards, and the animals all belonged to Ibn Arabi. The dervish asked himself, how could such a wealthy materialist be a Sufi sheikh? When he finally reached the mansion, the dervish's worst fears were confirmed. Here was wealth and luxury beyond his wildest dreams. The walls were made of inlaid marble. The floors were covered with priceless carpets. The servants wore silk. Their clothing was finer than that of the wealthiest men and women of the dervish's home village. And he asked for Ibn Arabi and was told that the master was out visiting the Khalifa, the prince, and would be back shortly. Well, after a short wait, he saw a procession coming toward the house. First came an honor guard of the Khalifa's soldiers with brightly shining armor and weapons, and they were mounted on beautiful Arabian horses. And then came Ibn Arabi, dressed in magnificent flowing silk robes and a turban fit for a sultan. When the dervish was brought in to see Ibn Arabi, beautiful serving girls and handsome serving boys came and brought them coffee and cakes. And the dervish related the fisherman sheikh's message to him. And he was shocked and even indignant when Ibn Arabi looked at him and told him, "Tell your master that his problem is he's too attached to the world." Puzzled, the dervish returned on the long journey home. And when he arrived, his sheikh eagerly asked if he had met the great Sheikh Ibn Arabi. And reluctantly, the dervish admitted that he had. "Well," the fisherman eagerly asked, "did he give you any advice for me?" The dervish tried to avoid repeating Ibn Arabi's remarks because they were so incongruous considering Ibn Arabi's opulence and his own sheikh's asceticism. His sheikh was poor. Besides, his sheikh might become offended at him if he repeated such things. But the fisherman's sheikh insisted, and finally, the dervish reluctantly relented and told his sheikh what Ibn Arabi had said. The fisherman broke into tears. Perplexed, the dervish asked, how could Ibn Arabi, living in such luxury, dare to tell him that the poor fisherman sheikh was too attached to the world? He's right, said the fisherman. You see, he really cares nothing about everything he has. But every night, when I finished eating my fish head, I wish it were a whole fish. In our Torah portion for this, the 8th day of Passover, when in the new promised land, we're taught there will be times that the children of Israel will have things, and there will be times when they don't have things. There will be those that become poor. There will be those that have servants and will need to release them. There will be those who lose spouses and parents and children. There will be sacrifices that need to be made. And just like this last week, there will be the need to give up all the leaven once a year and eat the bread of the poor. See, to be poor doesn't necessarily mean to not have money and to be broke and not to have things. It means to be poor in spirit. It means to not be arrogant and greedy and jealous. It means to not be attached to things and money and success, and it means not to be a prisoner of your mind. It means to be grateful for everything you have, whether you have just a little or whether you have a lot. This is what our Torah portion teaches us as we close out Passover for 5779, that God has brought us out of slavery and will always provide us exactly what we need. And our challenge is to receive it gratefully, whatever the Holy One gives us and places in our hands. Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom. So please stand. Let's join the cantors with the Baruch Hu. Please be seated. And find that silent space where you can contemplate on the words that were just said. Listen to the voice that's in your heart. Listen to the voice that comes to us when we're silent. And after a few moments of silence, we'll join the cantor in the recitation of the Shema.
Say shalom imrama, hu yaseh shalom aleinu.
Say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu.
Say shalom imrama, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. Le'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. Le'akol Yisrael. Oh, say shalom imroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom imroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom imroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. Le'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. Le'akol Yisrael.
Terminally unique, not eternally insane. The great rock was sort of hopping. I'm a early academic, how'd I end up here? They said you snore too much, cocaine, go read the third set prayer. So they handed me a big book by this dude they call Bill. Read as dry as I felt, it taught me I had no will. So I'll pull a geographic, Culver City, here I come next to those demons right behind me. Thought the streets be more fun. I was lost in the sauce, stuck in my ways. Praying to a God, Lord, take my pain away. So God silenced all the voices, handed me the gun. Now I'm shooting down my demons one by one. You know there's beauty in the struggle, fucking feelings, it's a hustle. The night God struck me sober, you were on your deathbed. I took a L and drugs and alcohol, put life to the test. Now I'm studying the Torah, junkie Jew in the flesh.
Shalom aleinu, le'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. Le'akol
All right, give it up for Molly Ann. Molly Ann. I think that's the most I've heard you say in one long sentence since you've been here. Okay, so now we have the Kaddish. I ask those who are saying Kaddish for a Yortzeit or for the year of mourning to please rise. And here nobody stands alone, so if somebody is standing, please, please, please stand with them. As a community, we say Kaddish for the Yortzeit of Yortzeits of Charlie Marks, Gladys Glenn, Claire Sanford, Tad Bockenheimer, Rosalind Fishman, Gloria Shapiro, Lillian Rogel, Irving Levitt. The year of mourning for Meredith Baskin, Patricia Beckerman, Todd Bird, Richard Block, Mildred Borovitz, Lillian Bort, Tricia Dinser, Steve Katz, Jody Labov, Kobe Yaakov Levy, Rachel Machbitz, Chuck Maltz, Isaiah Negretti, Ed Praver, Dee Dee Quinn, Gene Redstone, Michael Roth, Tyler Shamash, Erwin Shapiro, Michael Shapsis, Phyllis Tell, Lester Trackman, Alice Weiss, Lou Weiss, Muriel Werner, Donna Zivick. Together, Yikadal, V'yikadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yamad Divrach, Yurtei, V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon, V'yomechon, V'chayei Dechal, Beit Yisrael, B'agalal, V'zman Kariv, V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah, M'varach, Le'olam, Elamei Amaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitalev, V'yitalal, Shemei Dekudsha, B'rechu. Leila min kol birchata b'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran b'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Hosei shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who makes welcoming in the high heavens, please send comfort to all of us who mourn. Please be seated. Okay, so before the birthdays, I just want to go through a few announcements because we're running a little bit late, and I want to make sure everybody hears this. This Sunday, April 28th at 3 p.m., please join us for a very special event, the screening of Who Will Write Our History. Harriet and I saw this in the movie theater, and I want to tell you it is the most powerful movie about the Holocaust that I have ever seen. The most powerful. Roberta Grossman, who's the director and producer, she will be here for a question and answer. Just show up at 3 o'clock. Sisterhood's meeting at 10:30. Next Shabbos is Motown Shabbat. You want to give me a little sample of Motown Shabbat? That's it? All the prayers are to Motown music. It's going to be a classic. Our Rock for Life on May 18th. The other thing I want to talk about is this Tuesday. Nicole's so funny. She put down the event you all have been waiting for. Rabbi Iggy and myself will be teaching Rabbi Showdown. How to argue for heaven's sake. We're going to show you how to argue with respect and with love and with boxing gloves on. So it's this Tuesday, April 30th, 7 p.m. It should be a riot, and then we're going to do it the following Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to it. Iggy is a brilliant, brilliant teacher, and I always have fun arguing with him. We want to thank the Shabbos sponsors, Jeff Rosenblum, Jeff Chanel, Susie and Taylor, and Dad and MK. We have 3. We need 2 more. Who else going to sponsor Shabbos? Okay, Larry Peskin. All right, we need 1 more, 1 more. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Vaughn. All right, we're good. So now it's time for the birthdays. Come on up, birthdays. And I'm leaving it to the cantor to take over.
All right, okay. I'll come down there.
Okay, so here's the deal, all right? No, go down there. Keep going. 1 more. Ethan. There you go. He's on down the road. No, go that way. There you go. Okay, wait. We got to give enough. You get 1 person to bring you a cake. Who do you want to give you a cake? 1 person come up. We have too many people. It gets too crowded. Sponsor, come on. Jeffrey, come on. Who do you want? Your mom, right? Oh, Brittany, okay. Who do you want? Okay. Who do you want? You got him? All right. Zach, come on. Zach, come on. Move it. Who do you want? Mom? Ethan's mom, come on. Who? Alyssa, come on. We usually do everybody and everything, but we have 9 people and it's too crazy. It would be a hazard, and we're all about safety. Happy birthday. It wasn't Nicole, it was Sophia that put in the event. So I want to give credit where it's due. Okay, so the first one, Cassidy, go ahead. Cassidy. By the way, everybody, you have 2 minutes, and then you get the ding. Harry told me to tell everybody.
Hoping you didn't ask me to go first. I'm Cassidy. I'm a grateful resident and grateful member of this community. A little over 12 months ago when this all started, if you told me that in a year I'd be standing up here taking a cake, I would have told you you were completely insane. I didn't believe that I was physically capable of living without drugs. My life consisted of selling drugs, doing drugs, and constantly trying to stay a step ahead of the law. Then something greater than myself seemingly intervened and led me here to Beit Shuvah. Unfortunately, that took the form of the LAPD, which is a whole other story. But in retrospect, it was the best thing that could have ever possibly happened to me. To the new residents, I just want to say, dive in. Make as many friends as possible, get involved with as much as possible. If I could have done anything differently, I would have probably gotten involved in more, going through the house, do Freedom Song, do everything you can possibly get involved in, because you'll regret it if you don't. Find things in life that make you happy, laugh. For me, it's music. going to shows, dancing, playing music. Just find things that keep your soul recharged and do those things. First and foremost, I want to thank Rabbi and Harriet for making it possible for all of us to be here. I also want to thank my treatment team, Clint, Jessica, Earl, Joel, and Danny, the PFs, Delgado, Jake for getting my ass out of bed every morning, Phil for being one of the best roommates ever, Jeff, finally all the residents. I love you all and couldn't have made it through this last year without you, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Ethan, grateful resident and member of this community, extremely grateful. Yeah, a year ago, I had just gotten sober, 10 days before I got arrested and ended up doing 10 months in prison. But from day one that I got arrested, my plan was, I'm gonna get sentenced to Beit Shuvah. First 2.5 months in jail, I was like, I'm going to Beit Shuvah. And telling everyone, I'm going to Beit Shuvah. And then they were like, no, you're going to prison. I was like, okay. I managed to stay sober while I was in jail and prison, which, if you haven't been to jail and prison, not the easiest thing. There's alcohol, there's drugs, and people liked me. I'm a likable guy. People were like, you want some drugs? You want some alcohol? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to rehab after this. I'd like to keep this sobriety train going. I was feeling good. I felt better. And I feel incredible now, especially after getting here. Getting released from prison was incredible, but I've never felt so free as when I'm here at Beit Shuvah, when I'm surrounded by people who I know I can go and talk to, when I have friends who I feel I don't have to put on a mask around, who I can be, a key word here at Beit Shuvah, my authentic self, be a holy soul, and be in this community where everyone is incredibly supportive. I can see so many people in this room who I may not have known for that long. I mean, I've only been here for 65 days, but I love all of you. My really good friends like Luke, thank you for my treatment team. Thank you, Rabbi and Harriet, for making this place. And it's just incredible. If you haven't been a member of this community for long, just hold on, as they say. It gets better and better and better. Every day here has been better than the day previous to it. I'm grateful for all the opportunity that I have to do things that I like and things that I didn't necessarily know I liked, like learning about Torah. Didn't know I liked Torah study until, I got here and was like, oh, Torah study's pretty entertaining, actually. And that's all.
Hi, I'm Mike, a very grateful resident, or Dodger Mike, as some of you know me. I honestly had no idea what to expect coming here. I was raised in a Christian household, and previously before I got here, I was hospitalized 3 times in 2 weeks, and my drug of choice is Xanax, and I don't think I could have survived another one. I was just completely depleted, and I just I literally couldn't do anything. So I had to make a choice. And when I got here, I just completely surrendered. And that was really hard for me because I always thought I knew best. I have so many people to thank. First, I have to thank Drew and Jessica. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. You let me stay at your couch for a month and a half sober, just waiting to get in here. Alyssa, I can't tell you anything you already don't know. I tell you every day. I love you and I adore you. My sister, it's really hard not to be emotional because you've been there for me more than anybody in my life. You know me so well, and I put you through so much, but I just want to thank you for everything. Bear, I know you're not here, but you're amazing just because I never thought I'd meet a bigger Dodger fan than myself. And it's just to be able to talk baseball every day. Rabbi Mikhael, you've taught me so much, just being able, in being in your groups, just letting me be so vulnerable and accepting me, and I just really love you, man. My treatment team, she's not here. She's up in Michigan. But Emily, Zelly, and Rabbi Joel, you guys are amazing. Xander, you have so much trust and faith in me, and that, all right, I'm almost done. That doesn't come easy. That's not something that's given, that's earned. Sorry, I'm gonna finish because a year's sobriety is really big for me. So I'm gonna speed this up. I'd like to thank Alternative Sentencing, Mike, and Janet, and Carrie, Nancy, and Jackie for just allowing me to be in the HOLA program. Jackie, you're amazing. I really didn't know what Jewish mother guilt was until I met you. And the PFs, Jake, Delgado, Jessica, Brittany, Bradley, you guys are amazing. Thank you for everything. And of course the residents, Eric, Cassidy, Jack, Joe, Zach, Jenny, you guys all made like this process so fun for me. And if you're new here, go to your groups. Don't just go to them, be present. Listen to your treatment team, listen to the PFs. And lastly, go Dodgers. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is year 1, and if you knew me back when I was a resident twice at this place, you would know that this is a miracle. Oh, Chelsea. I picked up my year on February 7th of this year, but I live in Atlanta, so I couldn't make it out until now. I'll make this fast. The one thing I want to stress is that I realized that the rabbi is a really good con man. It took me a while to figure that out. I came here on the premise of a you matter that looked great and benign and like, oh yeah, that's helpful. I really don't think I matter. I'm going to come here. But it wasn't until I left Beit Teshuvah, got kicked out, and realized that the you matter also means that my consequences have meaning. My consequences matter. What I do, what I decide to do affects other people, affects my own thing. That's when I stopped being the victim and I stopped being in a prison of my own actions, and I realized I can go back to school if I want to. I can get sober if I want to. I have to work for it. Somehow that ended up actually working. I got a sponsor in Atlanta. I started to work the program. I wanted to make Rabbi proud. I wanted to make my former roommate Hannah Wilson proud, who we lost. And I wanted to make this whole community proud because everybody in here was such an inspiration to me. And somehow I freaking did it. I do it every day, and I'm still just so grateful that I'm here today and be able to tell you that it really does work. Just hold on, and you have to put action into it. You matter, but that also means that your actions and the consequences of them affect you and affect others, but you can change that. I graduate next weekend from Georgia Tech, the school. Thank you. The school that I was kicked out of because of this disease, and I never, ever thought I'd have a bachelor degree. And today I'm sober, and I'm picking up a cake, and I'm getting a degree. So thank you guys so much. And last but not least, special shout out to Rabbi, Harriet, my treatment team. Darren, you're incredible. Ryan, my man, I had so many late night talks with you. People don't give you enough credit, but you were always the front face of Beit Teshuvah, and you're the reason that I wanted to come here. Thank you.
Hey y'all, Mary Beth, grateful member of this community, grateful alum. All right. First of all, I'd like to thank God for letting me wake up okay today. And I'd like to thank God that I'm here today. Just raise this down. Thank you, Harriet and Rabbi, for making the dopest place ever. This is like a home and sanctuary, well, without the dope. Thank you, Rabbi Michael, for being just awesome, and for all the new residents here. There's one person you can't BS, and that's Rabbi Michael. I just wanted to give a shout out to Susie, my boyfriend Jeff's mother, who flew all the way from Florida to come celebrate with me. And also, my college best friend, Angela, who surprised me, flew in from Missouri. I didn't even know she was going to be here. I also want to give a shout out to Charles. Look, when you're sober and you follow a little bit of direction, good shit can happen. Sorry, but he said it too. Rabbi did. I got my real estate license in January, closed a couple deals since then. I work at Compass, and my sales manager, Charles, is here, so thank you. And Jeff, I love you, boo. You're my best friend. Thank you for always being there and for helping me when I feel really weak. All right, my last thing is Residences is an awesome place. Take advantage of it, meet people, be a part of here, take some suggestions. You know, I'm stubborn AF, and I get it. I get what it's like to not want to do that stuff. I too had a little rendezvous with LAPD over a year ago, and I'm here. This place is beautiful. For everyone in here, thank you so much for teaching me. You know, if someone annoys you or you don't get along with them, that is God still in your face teaching you love, patience, and tolerance. God is the ride or die homie. He never leaves you. We're the only ones who leave him if we decide to, so stick with him. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for today.
Hi, I'm Trisha. I'm a grateful member of this community. Happy birthday to all of the birthday people. I want to give a special shout out to a couple. Lindsay, happy birthday. And Jessica, I love you dearly. So grateful to have you in my life and to be taking cakes with you, which I think we've done now for 3 years, we decided earlier. My sober date is April 16th, 2013. I was here as a custody release as a result of possession for sales, and before that I was homeless. And I think I've done a lot of soul searching over the past few days because I forget what this place did for me. I really do. I go about my life, I have my friends, I go to work, and I forget that my life was completely turned around. And I think there were two main components here, which was community and recovery of passion, discovery of purpose. This place really allowed me to do what I absolutely love here for years. And I worked with Michael a lot, and Freedom Song, Jessica, and and Bob Pendleton, we always work together. And I'm just so grateful to having that opportunity and this community. I'm looking around this room, and there's so many people here whom I love so dearly, and I'm so excited to see. And you know, something I've learned is that no matter where I go in my life, when I run into a Beit Shuva person, whether I knew them or not, they're family. And there's something that's just so comforting about that. And I think one of the things that Beit Shuva really helped me come to appreciate so much is that community that I keep talking about, that we all keep talking about, that I've made it my job. Quite literally, I work at a synagogue in the Palisades, and I'm the membership director there. Really, my job is to create community, to help people connect to one another and to connect with them myself. And I really love that. And I'm so grateful to Rabbi and Harriet for everything. I mean, I can't say it enough. And to all of my friends who I basically met all of my best friends here. I met my boyfriend here. This place, if you take advantage of it and you participate in your own recovery and in the programming that we have and go outside of your comfort zone, the world is your oyster. Thank you all so much.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a very grateful member of this community. Woo! Okay. So I was thinking about what I was going to say tonight, and every year I talk about how the year was and things that happened, highs, lows, thank people, so on and so forth. But this year I wanted to talk about community in a sense, and also friendship and connection. And they say that the opposite of addiction is connection. And I truly believe that. I have made so many connections here, friendships, a relationship, Jake. And specifically though, something that's always been very important to me is getting to know the residents. And sometimes, some years, I know more, and some years I don't know that many. But recently I've connected with a lot of residents and gotten to know a lot of residents. And it's so refreshing, it's so heartwarming, and it's so important to me. Being on this Freedom Song trip, there was a bunch of residents on the trip. A lot of them are sitting over there. The people that do prevention with me and watching the residents grow and flourish and creating those friendships. And being able to be there for them when they're going through something, or being able to laugh with them when something's great's happening. I feel so fortunate, I really do. I've always had connections in my life, but the ones I formed here are very, very special. And the last thing I want to say is, for the residents, for the newcomers, find somebody you connect to, whether it be a staff member, another resident, somebody healthy. Nurture that friendship, because if you have people to walk down this path with, it will be a lot easier and a lot more fulfilling, and you can come out of this place with some great friends. So thank you so much. I will see you next year.
I'm Lindsay. Stop clapping, the clock is ticking. Just kidding. They're gonna let me talk longer because I'm last. I'm Lindsay, and I'm a grateful member of this community, and I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict. I had a clothing crisis before we came, and I was like, I'm wearing my Vans, I don't care. And Noah was like, you know what, this is about you taking 9 years, and it's about another reason for our family to come together, and another reason to show up, and another reason that's what's important, And I know that there's all sorts of people in this room, but there's people who have lost kids. There's moms and dads who don't have their babies anymore. And I'm so grateful that I have this big full life, and 9 years just seems like a really long time. And yet, when those 1 years talk, I'm right, we're not that far apart. It doesn't seem, I remember taking 1 year and seeing people with 9 years and thinking it was so big, and it's actually not that far apart. Rabbi was talking about, leaving Egypt, and coming to Beit Shuvah was leaving Egypt for me. And getting to freedom was a little harder. I'll never forget, they pulled me into the counseling office. I was 7 months sober, and they said, you're doing great. We think you're ready to go. And I cried, and I said, no. I am not ready to go. I need to stay longer. And 3 weeks later, they pulled me in, and they said, you're ready to go. We really think you're ready to go. And I was like, okay, But because get on my way to freedom was harder than just leaving Egypt. It really was. And going back to opening mail and dealing with health insurance and car payments was... Beit Shuvah really kept me safe and protected, and still does. Beit Shuvah makes me feel very safe and protected. I feel like home here. My whole family's here. They're here every single year, and my daughter's here, who I hope never, ever, 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 ever has to see me loaded. And I fell in love at Beit Shuvah, and now that guy's my baby's daddy, So, thank you to everyone who's here for me. Thank you so much for being here every year. I love you guys so much, and I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you to Rabbi and Harriet for everything, for this place. That's it. Thanks.
And we have to remember that there are those who are still ill, so we're going to say a Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu V'imatenu, Hu Yivarech V'Rapeh Cholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal. Please put out the names. Kodosh Baruch Hu, send him a complete healing, a healing of the body and a healing of the soul, and let it happen right now. Let us all say, okay. We've done announcements. Kiddush. Who's doing a Kiddush? Kiddush? Kiddush. Kiddush. Please rise for the Kiddush.
Any key, whatever you want. Yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'rotzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho.
Because it's Passover, there's no challah, so good Shabbos, everybody. Chag Sameach.